Trying to get my voice back. We'll make it happen. Very excited. Can't help myself, right? I can't help myself. There could be one of you here with me, and I would be like, you'd be like, Jason, you're 5 feet from me. You don't have to yell. But that's how excited I am. So I would probably supply you with some hearing protection. But you know what? I mean, it just comes from the spirit of the West, and it comes from having worked so hard for something. I acted like this when I aced exams and outwitted anti-white professors. I acted like this when in the final seconds in fact, I've got a poster I'm going to show you all, I think next week. In the final seconds of countless, it seems like, games, sports, where in the closing seconds or when even time had run out, I won the game for the team. That's a reality. People do that. I'm not the only one, but I was one of those. And the reason I was able to do it was because I had a team that I worked with and celebrated them. And so, you know what? Probably some of them threw blocks that they wouldn't ordinarily throw because they liked that guy who was running down the field with the football. And they were going to go ahead and throw their body out there to knock the defender down so that he couldn't get to me, because they knew that their effort was going to be celebrated as much as mine. In fact, more by me. That was always the case. I have these great videos of linemen coming up to give me a hug. And this one, unbelievable. He's so gigantic. When he comes up to give me a hug in the end zone, he runs all the way down the field to give me a hug in the end zone. And when he came up to hug me, it wasn't a hug like this. No, he had to hug me like this. My shoulders were under his arms. But you better believe I love that guy. Get behind him, nobody could see me. But let's jump into what you all are saying. And we'll jump right over to entropy. And I see we have 3 financial gifts over there. And I will check over on Cash App as well. I will refresh to see if there are any financial gifts with comments or not there. See what you all are saying. We have the great, honorable, and heroic Yiz the Eunuch, who was just on tap and did a magnificent job. Everybody loves this lady. We are going to have, I swear, I think it was, who was it? Who was it that wrote, was it Reptile? I only briefly saw this. So I think it was Reptile that said Yiz as a noun is going to end up, it's going to mean somebody who does great deeds. And this woman, I would like to see that happen. $5 financial gift. And she writes, I've had 2 people tell me since TAP yesterday that it was my presence on other creators' streams that led them to going free. I hope I inspire everyone to share our powerful lexicon and invite others to go free as well. White positivity forever, and a little white heart emoji. God bless you, sweet sister. I'm going to spin you around as well. Thank you so much for all of the good work you're doing. Folks, if you want to look to champions, if you want to look to what a great hero looks like today, they don't play the villain of any type, not just ant-nat, nitwittery, but of all of the different types of villains that people can play. There are villain roles in the anti-white narrative that carry a Christian moniker. Of course, that's not a genuine Christian. A Catholic moniker, not a genuine Catholic. A pagan moniker, not a genuine pagan, what we would refer to as those things. There are many types of villain roles for white people to fill in the anti-white narrative. They don't look like that. A hero in our story looks like Yiz, looks like Slots, looks like Mike, who in Australia is telling the story of our people in South Africa. They look like Lovely Porch. They look like Raymond Van Buskirk. They look like Raymond Foster. This is what heroes look like today. They are doers. They are not lifelong learners. They are people who, in the spirit of our greatest, take the information that we have, learn what we can, and then they go out and they build Western civilization. This has been usurped, but nothing can take our hearts away from us for good. This will be a victory that will be sweeter than every other when we conquer the sickness in Western kind. And Yiz is on the forefront of making that happen. God bless you. Hey, Andrew, if you want to have a show, a regular show on Gab, Yiz the Eunuch would be a top-notch host for a regular show on Gab TV or whatever. And what's the other one by the My Pillow guy? If he's watching again, if he's watching, and drop a little hints. If he's watching, I know you have your channel, your platform. Yiz the Eunuch would make a great host. Give this lady some script writers, have Going Free Inform It All, the entire lexicon and dialectic, nice studio, and put her on the air and pay her. TJ, $25. Let's get a big round of applause for TJ with a $25 financial gift. Thank you so much, good brother. Some happy emojis. TJ says, TJ, Sweden, for continued work for white well-being all over the world. So TJ, I guess TJ is saying that you are in Sweden. And I know that we have had, did you distribute leaflets in Sweden? We have had leaflets for Going Free, folks. I don't know if you know this. Distributed almost every single country. And we've had leaflets distributed in Monte Carlo. And I said that if you do this again, next time you do this, you have to send a photograph of the Going Free leaflets, no white guilt leaflets, on the windshields of the exotic supercars outside of the cafes where, as soon as I look at it, I feel like I'm going to have to saw a limb off just to be able to walk in the front door. They've been distributed. So Sweden, beautiful country for our people. A great hue, a beautiful, magnificent hue of Western civilization in Sweden. I can't wait to visit one of these days. Wonderful. TJ in Sweden, $25 financial gift says for continued work for white well-being all over the world. And we have a wonderful leaflet in Swedish and in English, I think, as well, maybe on the website that created by maybe TJ. I don't know. Let's see. Unscottable. Let's get a round of applause for Unscottable as well. Financially gifting $25. $25. And writing, I am proud to be going free. And it is about time I folk tithe. Godspeed to you, Jason. And we continue in our work to defeat anti-whiteism. Amen to you. Thank you for having that honor to step up and to financially gift what you know that you're getting something from for no charge. It's natural for our people. It's unnatural for our people to get something for nothing. We don't like it. And so thank you, though, for stepping up and financially gifting. Big salute to you. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you for going free and improving yourself and your family and those in your circles and helping us now on the larger scale as well. God bless you, brother. Yiz back again, $3 more. And she writes this time, you ain't the only one, Jason. When I get excited or fired up about stuff, I hoot and holler like Yosemite Sam. Sometimes I even scare my husband with my noisy positivity. I would love to see that. That would be a hell of a lot of fun. Seeing Yiz get all fired up about more successes. That's one. But folks, you don't have to be as prolific or reach as many people as Yiz has reached already in all these different areas that she has done it. In IRL and shutting down an exhibit that was white erasing our people. You don't have to do all of that. Maybe all you need to do is put up one magnet. And then maybe somebody who has immense power, or far more power than we have, more wealth and more connections, ends up seeing it. And the world changes a whole lot more because of your little deed. Simon JJ, a great champion here all the time, and wonderful to see you, brother. 15 pounds. 15 pounds from the UK. Thank you. He writes, I love the energized streams you give us. Nobody else could have brought us this far. Well, God, that's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I get fired up. I really get fired up. Maybe I should dig out. I was a sophomore in high school, and there was a big divide between junior varsity and varsity. I can't, what do we have, like 3,000 students? So, I mean, it was gigantic. So big divide from the football team between junior varsity and varsity athletes. And so you didn't play unless there was a hole that needed to be filled on the varsity level. You just were not permitted to do so. The varsity athletes were better, the juniors and seniors typically. But during the practices, I was able, on the what's called the scrub kickoff return. So that's where you get out guys who really don't care about kickoff return. And the starting varsity kickoff team would kick off to us during practice, and I was the returner. It was one of my specialties in sports. And I was running the ball back 35, 45 yards a carry on kickoff returns, unheard of, especially with the scrub return team, and even taking it to the house to the touchdown. And the coaches going nuts over the fact that the starting varsity team could not stop the sophomore returning the kickoff with the scrub kickoff return team. So they had a big game coming up, and they got a little worried, the coaching staff. They decided to pull one of the seniors or juniors off the field, off the roster, to tack me on. They came and told me. They said, you're going to be you're going to be at the varsity game. You're not going to play, but you're going to be there, which was huge. Like I said, this wasn't like a small school where it was a kind of a diaphanous divide. This was rigid, like the kind of wall we always wanted on the border and never got. It was like that. And I was stunned, especially because the senior football players, some of them were giant monsters. Anyhow, we got out there, and the game was televised, and the game was rolling along, and we were not doing great. Our team was losing, and the opposition had scored again, so they were going to have to kick off to us. If you know American football, when the opposition scores, they have to kick the football off to you. And so this time, though, the head coach getting nervous, getting desperate because things weren't going. And by the way, the kickoff returner was a very talented senior, non-white guy, not a bad guy, very talented, fast. I was a little faster, but very talented, fast. And he went on to play college football as well. Can't remember where he was recruited to play. But anyhow, head coach said, you are, I almost just said the kid's name. You're out, and Jason's returning. So out of nowhere, with the television cameras rolling, I had to step up, and I was not expecting it. the return team had to get in a huddle on the sidelines, and they had zero respect for me. Zero. Because I was this sophomore. I was also a white guy who did not tolerate anti-whiteism. And there were a lot of people on that team, white and non-white, who were anti-white. And so they didn't respect that either. Didn't like me at all. And so anyhow, they huddled up at the sideline. The senior stepped away, and I had to step up because for us, the kickoff, the guy returning the ball all the way in the back led the huddle and called the play. So I stepped up to this huddle of these guys, big, and they were all in front of me. The ones in front bent down, so there were 10, bent down and with their hands on their knees so that the ones behind could see over them while I told them what the play was going to be. And the fire just flew into me. And I reached out and I slapped across the face mask one of the anti-white, non-white guys that disliked me the most. I hit him hard across the face mask. So his head really jerked. And there was a moment, a split second, where he was in total disbelief that I had just hit him across the face so hard, face mask so hard. And then I began to shout at them with the passion that I can feel. And I told them exactly what we were going to do. I told them what the play was, and that every one of them were going to sacrifice their bodies on that play, and that we were going to take it to the house. And they went from this look of being astonished and shocked to fired up as all hell. And we broke that huddle louder than a kickoff return team had ever broken a huddle on those sidelines. And we got out there on that field. And the kicker for their team, he ended up playing kicker at D1 level college football, one of the big names that you'd recognize. And I was all the way back, I think I was on the 5. And he kicked the ball so that I had to back up a bunch of steps, almost not able, I was shocked, catching it in the end zone on my right shoulder pad. It almost went over me. And I pulled it in, and there was no way I was kneeling that football, ladies and gentlemen. I was on fire. And so was the team I was playing on. And I streaked down that field like a missile. And guys were throwing their bodies in front of the defenders left and right. They were hammering into me. They were swiping at the ball. They were trying to tackle me. We didn't make it to the house, but I brought that ball all the way back to their 45-yard line before they finally pulled me down. In the stands, which probably had about, I don't know, thousands, 5,000, went crazy. That is what we are going to do with white well-being. There's no stopping us. This is a team that is going to recapture our destiny. Everyone is important. Everyone is amazing who puts their best foot forward. Let me swivel around here and see if we have anything on Cash App. It looks like Cash App is blank, that I haven't missed anybody yet. And I will also take a quick look to see, as that loads, I'll look at you all. Dean is here. Lunder is here. The great Mrs. Jess Horst. Raymond Van Buskirk and Bartleby side by side. A big salute to those moderators. Jennifer P., great to see you. Odin Sire, magnificent name. Magnificent name. He says, I think Jason might be a warrior king incarnate. Well, that's a great thing to say. I really appreciate that. I was in sports, and wherever it could manifest, it manifested. I think I told you all once before the story of it ended up being at a different varsity game. I was a sophomore, again playing later in the season, and I was in the backfield. I'd gotten tackled. I ran the football. It was a handoff to me. I think it was 4-hole, and we were in a wing T formation, 4-hole. I ran through, I don't know, it was maybe 5-6 yards before I got pulled down. And one of the opposition decided that he was going to, in the clump of bodies, that he was going to repeatedly punch me in the groin. And you could probably imagine what kind of guy this was. And of course, I was wearing protection. And so it wasn't doing me any harm, well, a little bit of harm, but not a lot. That's what it's for. No, well, not for somebody to intentionally try to do that. So I decided, even though this guy was an inside linebacker on defense, big, ugly, strong, I decided that I was going to beat his donkey senselessly, and he was going to have to watch. And so just going to beat that ass, and then he'd have to walk his donkey home. And I got up, I was able to swivel around, get up on top of him, and get the face mask up and get underneath that face mask and start doing a little work someplace where some difference could be made. Needless to say, I was angry, him trying to strike me where he was doing his best. And the officials pulled me off of him. And the official said to me, yelling, got right in my face. The official said, "One more time, 33, one more time, and you are thrown out of this game and the next one." And I said, "What do you mean one more time? This is the first fight." And he said, "I was here last week." And he must have been. There was a fight I'd gotten in that previous week as well. Western Renaissance is here. Great to see you. Promethean Healing. Great to see you. Anglo-America. Wonderful, wonderful. Art Acrobats. Hair Skull. Fit and healthy at any age. First Last. That great champion. Approved, a certifiable genius and nut. Love that guy. Great to see him here. Elaine Sabatino, the great champion of the beautiful stones that we were showing, making and doing so much good. Shauna Shaw, great to see you, sweet. The great Brant Danger, School of the West, a center of gravity all on his own, like Naturific, for example, making things happen, creating the new world that we want to live in. God bless you, and great to see you, champion. John D., hello to you. The great Azimuth Clark is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful to see you. Hey, if you are here, you're up late over there in the UK, I'm going to be jumping over in just a moment to this debate that Mark had where he just mopped the floor with, what was this guy? This called himself a civic nationalist. We have to talk about it, share a few thoughts. I did have this down here somewhere, and I don't know where it went. It's still here somewhere. So we'll get to that, and then you all can get to bed. I'm sure you are curious. Any thoughts I might have on that? Southern Daily News is here. The magnificent Kevin. Wonderful to see you. Who else? William Runner. The stars have come out. Art is Life. Great to see you. Coconut. Hello, sweet lady. I got your package. And we will be talking about that when we go through the mailbag. Another Angry Hobo channel is with us. Mark Freeman. Masumi Rabid. Hello to you. Welcome. Catherine is here. Wonderful. Welcome to you. Great to see you. Austin is here. Fantastic gentleman. Great servant to white well-being. Spider is here. Hello. Hello. Welcome. James Smith. Mark Freeman. Folks, if you know anybody else who could benefit by going free, and everybody can, sometimes it's a literal financial profit when you start going free. Slots is a great example. We had another. Who was the other example from last week? We've had so many examples of people who have benefited in so many different ways by going free. Because as a white person, you are uniquely infected with mean pathogens that undermine your potential, undermine your discipline, undermine your view of the world. If you don't understand the world, you can't navigate through it no matter how smart you are. Or you could navigate better if you understand the world. Just think, if you have success, how much further you could go. Well, we have people who have gotten promotions and raises and bettered their businesses, improved their sales, all because they're going free. Well, that can't be true, Jason, says the pretty-faced loser to some of the older guys that have money that he's trying to run off. That can't be true. Those people, well, it's happening. It is true. Just because you did not come up with it doesn't mean it can't happen. Stop being so jealous. I bought in high school when I set the rushing record for the season. When I set that record, I think my average carry was like 7 yards a carry, something crazy. I bought with the meager money I had. Yes, it was not real gold. It was just metal painted gold looking, but they were gold bracelets, and they had this, and they had a flat part, and then it had the name of each lineman. Everybody on the line got one. Why? Because I knew how I got down the field. If they didn't make the blocks, I didn't go anywhere. So stop being so jealous. Just contribute where you can contribute. Great to see so many champions here today. And let's get a big round of applause for Quebec, who just financially gifted $55 over here on Cash App. God bless you, Quebec. First one to show up over on Cash App. Of course, it had to be the great Quebec. Always a champion for white well-being. I tell you, if excitement could make you levitate, I'd be in the clouds, and those pilots would be calling in. There's something. Are you seeing this on radar? I don't think he has any balloons attached to him. I don't think he's drinking any Red Bull. I don't know how he's airborne. Fit at any age, fit and healthy at any age, financially gifted, $5. Greetings, my friend. Could you pick up where you left off the other day and detail the best way to approach vagues about going free? Is there a script to follow, something prepared others have used? That is a great question. And please jump over into the question widget, because there are so many different scenarios where you're going to be confronted with somebody who is brand new, who might know a little bit, who might be explicitly white sympathetic, implicitly white sympathetic. What kind of people are you talking to? Help me out a little bit so that I can target the response to best suit you, brother. You don't have to financially gift. Again, thank you so much for your financial gifts. And for the question, that's going to be a question that helps everybody. But I'd like to know exactly what you are faced with so that I can help you where you are today. Let me see if I can pull up for all of you in the UK and on the continent of Europe who are ready to go to bed, and they're saying, why won't this guy just go ahead and talk about Mark? Let's see.